Welcome to the SEC Unfiltered platform. I'm your host, Dave Shumate from Mach 10 Sports. It's another late one, guys. Another late night for the NCAA tournament. This is what makes it so great. Plus, you had two SEC teams advancing to the Elite Eight. Tennessee, the Volunteers advancing tonight with the 82-75 win over Creighton. I'm just leading this off. I'm not trying to do my own victory lap here. But I believed in this Tennessee basketball team more than their own fan base did, I think. I did. I said, I have them in my Final Four. I actually have them in my national championship game. Arizona was my national champion. I'll be just transparent as possible. So, obviously, that's not going to happen. But I felt good about Tennessee. I like their draws. Tough team. They travel well. Their physicality, which we'll talk about here in a minute, it affected Creighton tonight. Just people, it's the classic term. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it can't. It's just because Rick Barnes hasn't had a lot of tournament success before this year doesn't mean it can't happen this year, because this year's its own life and entity of itself. I've never really understood. I get it, trends and stuff like that. But man, Tennessee's in the Elite Eight, opportunity to go to Final Four with a win against Purdue in Detroit on Sunday. I mean, how they did it. I mean, really, Baylor, this is a pretty efficient basketball game for Creighton overall. Pretty efficient basketball game. I mean, Creighton here shot 44% from the field. Tennessee shot 41%. Creighton shot 47% from three. Tennessee shot 45%. So Creighton, from field goal percentage and three-point percentage, was just a tad bit better than Tennessee. Both free throw percentage, 92-83. Rebounds were an even 36. Turnovers were low. Creighton with 9. Tennessee only with 4. The difference was the middle of the second half, that 18-0 run Tennessee had. That was it. I mean, Creighton, sorry, I keep saying Baylor. I think Baylor Shireman. I keep trying to think about Baylor Shireman, because what Shireman went for 25 points on 8 from 19. Sorry, I keep seeing him in the stat sheet, and I keep saying Baylor. But Creighton, they just couldn't overcome that. You could tell they kept fighting. They were just there. But again, in college basketball, sometimes when you get down too much in a double-digit situation, you exert so much energy to try to come back, so much emotion, physical energy you're putting out there, that once you get there and get within a bucket or two or a 4-point game, you just can't get over that hump. And that's what that 18-0 run was, and that was the game. Always felt good about Tennessee. I actually called this. I kind of felt about this game. I think I picked Tennessee, ended up winning by 8. I think I picked them 5-8 in the preview. I'd have to go back and look. I'm sorry. But Connect, I said it'd be a Dalton Connect night, 24 points, 8 for 21. I thought he'd do that. I said somebody like Zakai Ziegler was going to have to step up. Somebody like Big Z, Double Z was going to have to step up from the mid-range jumper. Because, again, Baylor plays that drop defense. They want to bring it to the rim with Kalbrenner as the shot blocker. I mean, what do we have? Ziegler finished 6 for 14 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3 for a total of 18 points, man. 6 assists. We knew he had to have a big game as well. And then I said, expect Jordan Gainey. He had some turnovers, some not smart plays at times, but he had the most points off the bench with 7, 3 from 5 for the field, 1 for 3 for 3 from the field, from 3. I'm sorry. So both those guys, I said I would expect those two guys to have a big game for Tennessee going in this game. By the way, Creighton defended. I'm not saying Creighton defended bad. It's just they give the mid-range shot, and Tennessee's willing to take it, and that fits into both those guys' game. And then Santiago Vesky being out with flu-like symptoms. So those two guys had to step up. They did. Connect had to carry them. Again, first time Tennessee has had a true guy can take over, make tough shots in this tournament setting. They've had some they've had to rely on a guy like Santiago Vesky, bringing him up in the past to go be that guy to take over. And that's not his role. He's a number 2, 3, realistically probably a 3 that you'd want. He didn't need to be your primary ball, your bucket getter, scorer, whatever you want to call it. But Dalton Connect getting it done tonight, going for 24 points. And there's really not much to say about this. I mean, I kind of expected this, but it was a really efficient basketball game. Compliments to Creighton, Greg McDermott and them. I thought they had a phenomenal year. This was a good game. Just the difference was that massive run Tennessee had in the middle of the second half, the 18-0 run. Creighton could just never come back physically or emotionally get over the hump from that standpoint to get back in that game. So looking ahead for Purdue, for Tennessee. That'll be a fun one on Sunday. I'm looking forward to that. That will be a fun basketball game there, guys. We got a couple late-nighters here, SEC playing late. It'll be interesting to see. We haven't seen any Sunday times yet. We know Alabama play late tomorrow night. So that'll be another one. But Tennessee, they haven't announced the Sunday times. That may be out there on Twitter now. I'm broadcasting at 11:28 Central Standard Time Zone here, right after the Tennessee one. Again, another late night in the SEC, but both teams advanced. Tennessee, the SEC was getting a little roughed up a little bit early, kind of making some ground. Can you imagine if you had two SEC teams in the Final Four after them starting on 0-4 in the first round in the first 2 days? That'd be a big comeback story. But for Tennessee, Purdue next. They can throw a lot of – AD's going to stay out of foul trouble, but I think they match up well with Purdue. They're going to play well. They're going to shoot well again. But I think they can take them down. I think they can win this game. I think they will. Again, at this point, like I tell all my buddies, every group message I'm in, just like I'm sure you do, at this point, you're in the Elite Eight, and obviously it's the number 1 versus number 2 seed there in the Midwest. You're playing a good basketball team. Even NC State, an 11 seed, I see people like, man, there are times they're going to drop it to Duke in that South region here in the Elite Eight. Everybody's playing good basketball. So you've won 3 games. If we're a play-in game team, you've won 4. We don't have that situation. So everybody's coming in 3 games, winning 3 games. So everyone's playing well. So everybody's a tough matchup. But Purdue really, I mean, it's let Edey get his. You can't. You can't let a bunch of guys like you can't let the guards go off for Purdue here. Like Lawyer, Malloy, you can't let those guys kind of go off from a standpoint. You let Edey get his. You do. You just can't let Fletcher Lawyer, can't let guys like that, Braden Smith, those guys, you got to hold them in check. Edey's going to get his. Just can't let those specific guys on Purdue. That's what I mean. Fletcher Malloy, Braden Smith, cannot let them go. Then Ethan Morton sometimes gets a little loose at times, and you see that. So that'll be interesting. If you let Edey get his, I think Tennessee has enough defenders on the outside this year and connect when they have to get a bucket getter, just like tonight. The perfect formula. Again, people are going to make, well, they kind of let Creighton come back a little bit. That's an efficient game by both teams tonight. That was a very, very well-played basketball game tonight. So do not take that game for granted tonight, Creighton, Tennessee. Tennessee could beat Purdue playing like they did tonight. The efficient scorer and connect doing what he does. Zakai Ziegler, Jordan Gainey coming off the bench. They probably need Vescovy to come back off flu symptoms. He probably won't be 100%, but still, I like Tennessee just playing well. I think deeper bench, like I talked about him. I think Edey could get his, but I think Tennessee's got enough defenders to limit the rest of the guys on the Purdue roster. Like I mentioned, Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, and even the guys like Ethan Morton. So I like Tennessee in this one. And again, this toss up at this point, you're playing everyone's good. This is a 1 versus 2 seed in the Midwest. So it'll be fun. But guys, Tennessee advancing. Like I told you, no one was on the bandwagon more for Tennessee pushing this narrative. This was the year they were going to make a deep run in the tournament. The curse of Rick Barnes in the postseason, be damned. This was the year. We're on that route. We're looking like it. So I'm rolling with the Vols in the next one. We haven't done the preview yet. Man, at this point, Elite Eight, you like the way they're rolling. But again, Alabama will tip off tomorrow against Clemson in the West region. I think 7:39, 7:40 around there. So Chris Ryan will have a preview or review reaction right after that game. So stay there. Again, with the SEC Unfiltered platform, all things SEC 24/7, 365. You have a fantastic night. Vols are advancing to the Elite Eight.